Hiya YouTube! Live, laugh, smile, and have fun. It's Scooby Girl here bringing you another video, and today we're going to do another redstone tips and tricks. Today what I'm going to be making, I'm in a creative server just to make it go by quicker. I'm going to be creating an underwater path using redstone. This is going to be a dry run, so you might see me do some different configurations of it while this video is going on. I didn't test it out. I didn't, rip it off of a YouTube video or anything like that. This is just me playing around and figuring it out. So the first thing we did was we put the redstone under these sticky pistons. The reason why I'm using sticky pistons for this is because I want the pathway to actually retract. So using regular pistons will only push the blocks forward. If you use sticky pistons, it can push it forward and bring it back into place. So that's what we're doing now. I'm doing this on the dry land here just because it's easier to do it on dry land and just fill it with water than to just do it in water. Like I was just trying to do it the quickest way possible. Now I didn't level out the land or anything, so I'm just putting the redstone up to a flat surface that will have the trigger. I choose to use a pressure plate, but I'm probably going to change it. I'm just trying to see if the pistons are functioning before we move on. Now right now the pistons are not functioning, so I'm going to go down and I'm going to check the wiring. I'm going to see why the pistons are not functioning. Normal times when it's not functioning, there's either something in the way or there's something cutting off the pistons. Now we see the pistons are lit up here, so it's not this that's the problem. So we're going to go down here and check what the problem is. And there's a problem right there. One of the blocks was cutting off the redstone signal. Okay, so now that we have a lit path, we can see that the pistons are still not going up. That can be for a variety of reasons as well. What I chose to do in this situation is to rewire the redstone signal so it directly touches each of the pistons. When it directly touches each of the pistons, it will send the redstone current and it should allow the pistons to work. So I'm going to rewire it. The thing with wiring, like, you have to make sure it's going into the individual pistons. So the problem is that since they're so close together, I'm not able to do all of them on the same side. So we actually do see that 2 of them are up. So what I'm going to do now is I figure, so 2 of them are up. Let's see if we can get them all up, which is not going to happen now. Neither of them are up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out that maybe I should go to the other side and rewire the other 2 pistons. That's the thing with redstone. You have to kind of tinker with it until you get the desired outcome. So I said, okay, so that's not working. What I'm going to do, just rewire it on the second side the exact same way, but instead I'm going to plug the redstone into the 2 pistons that were not moving. So we go around the side, make sure the signals aren't switched. Now I have to take a look to see which ones weren't connected yet, just to see which ones I connected to. Alright, and now we're going to give it a test to see if they all come up. And yes, they all come up. So the redstone wiring is pretty much complete for the pistons. Now we're going to add the pathway that's going to be underwater. At first I added sandstone, but then I thought it would look cool if I add, one of the newer stones in 1.8. This is diorite and it's actually polished. So I'm going to add that. Now we need to cover up the redstone. We're doing this for 2 reasons. 1, we don't want anyone to know the redstone's there, and 2, we don't want the water to get into the redstone, because once the water touches it, it breaks up the redstone and all of your hard work is pretty much done for. Now this is where it gets tricky when you're trying to cover the redstone going up. You just have to make sure that you're not breaking up the redstone current, as I was saying earlier. And we're just going to test it, make sure it pops up, and it does. So now we're going to cover some of this with grass, make it look a little more natural. Now again, you can cover this any way you want, and as we can see, when I step on it, it does go up. So we just want to make sure all of the redstone's covered before we add the water. All the redstone's covered, so now we're going to make just like a little small pool for now. You can add this anywhere. You can add it in the water, or you can add it just if you want a pathway, like a little drawbridge or something like that. You know, whatever you want to do with it, it's up to you. And now we're going to add the water. Now the way this should look is it should be underwater, like so. Try to smooth out the water here. And then when you step on this, it should be a pathway, and it is a pathway. Now the problem is it's going down a little bit too fast, so I'm gonna have to make it so. Okay, so I had to wait until daylight here because I didn't want to risk, you know, any creepers or anything messing up or blowing up the current. So now we're back. So now what I want to do, I want the path to stay up. So the path is up. Just put a little piece of sand there. And voila, the path is up. Have and pretty much your own redstone path, and you can add a lever on the second side and that will close it. So thank you for tuning in today for my redstone tips and tricks. I have another episode here shortly. I actually have an episode that uses the daylight sensor, so that would be good. Alright, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.